The winter 2023 anime season is literally filled with rom-com anime, and I'm not really complaining because it's really nice to know that some of the manga that I've been reading in the past is actually getting anime adaptations. It's a good feeling, to be honest. But I can see how this season might be a bit underwhelming given all the big names that dropped last season, like Chainsaw Man, Spy Family, Bleach, Mob Psycho, and the underdog that swept the entire anime community with a storm, Bocchi the Rock, which if you haven't tried is a beautiful anime. But without further ado, here's all the anime that I've started this season. Vinland Saga, taken over by Mappa from Wit Studio. The core Wit Studio team still seems to be in charge, but this time probably with a higher budget, because from the banger of an opening to the actual episode, the detail and the art style was something else. Might be a slow burn of a season though compared to the previous season. Farmland Saga. Tomo-chan is a girl, a tomboy trying to get out of the bro zone. Hey, at least she confesses right from the start of the anime. No BS here, aside from the fact that the MC is pretending that he only sees her as a guy. Oh, and she's got fangs too. Campfire cooking in another world with my absurd skill. An isekai anime, but instead of all the overpowered action, it's overpowered cooking skills. Using ingredients from the real world, which the main character can access through the fantasy world, and wooing the people and creatures in the fantasy world. That's not enough, so here's another isekai, Handyman Saitou in another world. A job that makes you feel like you can be replaced at any moment. Anyone can be a handyman, which is a feeling that Saitou has to overcome as he's transported into a fantasy world, where his skills are seen as unique and for once experiencing what it feels like to be needed. And another isekai, but not just your ordinary isekai anime, but a Yuri isekai, Shoujo Ai, Girls Love. The magical revolution of the reincarnated princess and the genius young lady. What a mouthful. Royal princess girl born without any magic, getting flashbacks from her previous life to incorporate magic into technology, and wholesomely kidnapping her brother's fiance after the fiance is about to lose her status and get framed for a crime. I hope that made any sense, but it's actually a really wholesome and fun anime. The Misfit of the Demon King Academy returns for a second season with the overpowered reincarnation of the demon lord Anos, building a harem and schooling demons that messed up his legacy after he gave up his life for peace a long time ago. If you miss Spy Family, the weekly dose of dopamine that we used to get from watching the Forger Family, with the adorable and wholesome child trend like Anya and Yaeka from Yakuza's Guide to Babysitting. Fear not, because we have buddy daddies. And no, as the title might imply, it's actually not a gay anime. Two contract killers that end up having to take care of a Dora the Explorer looking child. So basically two yours with different personalities, but both of them are guys. It's honestly adorable and wholesome. Season 2 of a rom-com anime with a kohai bullying and teasing her senior because she likes him. Classic Nagatoro-san. 4th season of the historical Japanese writers and authors that are actually hot anime guys solving supernatural mysteries, Bungou Stray Dogs. Glad to see this back. Always great to see more josei anime. The ice guy and the cool female colleague. Supernatural guy that freezes up and causes a snowstorm every time he gets flustered by his coworker that he has a huge crush on, while the coworker looks for ways to melt him down and keep him from freezing every time without knowing she's the reason. Works metaphorically too. Also a romance anime in an office setting, just like Wotokoi Love is Hard for an Otaku, and not the usual high school setting. And speaking of high school romance anime, here's Kubo Won't Leave Me Alone. About a guy that's pretty much non-existent to most people, lacking presence, but this one girl always teases him and makes him step out of his comfort zone. Kubo-san. Basically if Kuroko from Kuroko's Basketball was in the rom-com anime Takagi-san. Extremely wholesome anime that will leave you with diabetes. And if you want your diabetes to get worse, there's The Angel Next Door Spoils Me Rotten. Another slow burn rom-com anime with a girl that does all of a guy's chores because he sucks at them. They're neighbors and they go to the same school. Kind of like a reverse pet girl of Sakuraso. This one I was looking forward to because I know Nier Automata has an amazing story, and maybe if this does well, we might even get a story for its prequel, Nier Replicant. It stayed true to the game, but they could have put more effort in the CGI, and of course glad to see the in-game soundtracks by Keiichi Okabe being used. I'm just a bit worried about newcomers to this franchise because, let's be honest here, it's not really a great hook to start an anime like that. It's a bit confusing for new people, that's it. But speaking of 3D CGI, here's an anime that has surprised me with it this season. Trigun Stampede. I haven't seen the original Trigun, but from what I can see and from what I've heard, Vash looks so different. I can see why it would be weird to see a well-known character completely revamped. He kind of looks more like Gojo Satoru from Jujutsu Kaisen now instead of Leorio from Hunter x Hunter. But other than that, this anime has proved that 3D CGI can get better. Because well, it's Studio Orange that also made Beastars and Land of the Lustrous. My Life as Inukai-san's Dog is basically an H slice of life version of Chainsaw Man, but with the main character actually being a dog named Pochita.
How'd that get in there?
And yeah, that's about it. Honestly, like I said before, it's a season that's filled with like slice of life rom-com anime, so it might be a bit underwhelming for some people. But like and subscribe, that's about it. Bye 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 bye. Subscribe, goodbye, subscribe, peace.